Hey there, people. So I wasn't planning to do another sale video, especially not just a week apart from my last sale video, but this is interesting and I want to tell you about it. I don't expect this to be nearly as popular as my Steam sale video because this is GOG. It's the GOG.com Monstrous Fall Sale. Of course, GOG is not nearly as popular as Steam, but this is interesting because it reminds me more of the earlier Steam sales. Um, so for those of you who don't know GOG or haven't visited in a while, I'll tell you a little more about GOG later. First, I'm going to go into the sale for those who do know about it and just want to get the details. So the Monstrous Fall Sale, again, they're getting into themes here now as well. And one of the things is that they're offering new deals each day, which Steam doesn't do anymore. And that was always part of the fun, I thought, of the Steam sales. But it's not only that. So you can see here, this has been on for a little while now. Of course, this isn't getting quite so much coverage, but it's been on for a little while, and these deals are not just for today. What they're doing actually is putting up deals each day, and then those new deals that are added each day continue through the rest of the sales. So the ones that are here now will continue through the rest of the sales, but then they're going to add more deals each day. So day by day, you'll have even more deals. And that is a pretty cool concept, I think, to me, because that way you get the excitement of seeing new deals, but you don't miss out at the same time as long as you get in on the sale in time. So you can see they've got some good games like FTL, Starbound. I did pick up Terraria on here, and that's where GOG comes in, but I'll get to that in a minute why I like this. But they're also getting into some of the stuff that Steam has often done, like badges and free games and earning XP, like making it kind of the sale itself becomes kind of a little bit of a game. They're not getting heavily into it yet. But there's a little bit of that that they're starting, and I'm starting to miss that from Steam. The Steam sales were always so fun, and they had these little side games and stuff. And it seems like GOG is trying to expand and make theirs a little more fun. So let's have a look at this. Um, so they've got like free games on offer if you get to a certain XP, and of course most of it's about buying games. But you buy games, you get some XP, and in turn you get some free games. And I looked at these, like I've never heard of these, but they sound kind of cool. So honestly, I'm probably not going to get heavily into like buying games and trying to unlock all the free games and all that. But I just want to show you guys, anybody who might be interested. They've added some badges here. I don't know. These might just be for the sake of the sale, but I did do some of these. Went and looked at GOG/Galaxy. That's the Galaxy client. Again, I'll get into that. Um, Looked at my wallet. Of course, I already had an account here. I did have an account here already. So I've got like 2100 XP because there's also this check-in thing. You just come here and hit the check-in button and you get 100 each day, basically. Um, so yeah, and then they'll recommend you some games. I do have a bit of a library in here actually. So let me get into what is GOG. Um, so it started as it's good old games is actually the name. That's where GOG comes from. But it's not just about old games anymore. So whereas like GOG did start with old games, so if you like old games or if you want to explore old games, there are a lot of old games in here. But they've gotten into a lot of the indie games as well, and even like some of the more recent stuff. Some of the big publishers more and more are starting to support them. So even if you haven't visited GOG in a while, I would recommend you take a look around because you'll be surprised what you find here. Um, like The Witcher 3, and there are other reasonably new games that are on here. And the big thing about GOG is it's all DRM free, and what that means is like you don't have to log into your account every single time just to play your games. You can copy, you can actually take two different ways of using GOG. One is to log into the website, which is what I've done here. I will show you the other way as well, which is the GOG.com Galaxy client, which is getting more and more again like a Steam client as well. An interesting thing about GOG 2 is that if you have games on Steam already, you can actually link your Steam account and it will import any games that are available on GOG into your GOG account. And what you can do, see if I look at my account here, um, I'll show you my library. So I do have a bunch of games in here. Um, And the thing is, you can download them directly from the website as an installer, and you can install that on as many computers as you want, and that kind of thing. I mean, I understand, like, I see it both ways. Of course, you want to be able to do what you want to be able to do with your games. You want to do what you want and mod them and install them where you like and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's important to have that option, and that's part of the reason that I have bought some games here and that I do like the GOG service. Um, of course, there's a piracy concern there as a publisher, and I do work in computer software, so I definitely understand that as well, the need for publishers to protect their offerings. But it's impressive actually how many publishers are supporting this despite that piracy risk now, and I think that's very cool. So um, let me switch over for a second to the Galaxy client just to show you that. So yeah, here we are. This is the GOG Galaxy client. It's not as fully functional. It doesn't have as much stuff as Steam, but it's got the basic idea. You know, you've got your store and your library. You can have a friends list on here and connect and play with friends and all that stuff. And they're even starting to integrate with Steam to some degree where you can actually, some of the newer games, you can actually play with people who are on Steam, even though you're on this. So I think that's pretty cool as well. It seems to be getting better and better all the time. This is the first time I've installed the Galaxy client. I haven't really used it, but just the design in terms of finding games and stuff, it's a fair bit like Steam. Um, they've got a browse thing that you can go through. Again, there's this leaderboard and all that, but they'll recommend games for you. And yeah, I just think GOG is pretty cool, and this sale is a little more fun than what Steam has done more recently. They've been locking things down and actually taking things away in terms of like the excitement of having new deals all the time and that sort of thing. Um, so I'm finding this really interesting, and just wanted to share that with you. So if you haven't checked out GOG, it's definitely a service you should check out. Say you're having a LAN party. I mean, technically you might be violating the rules, but that's one of the reasons I like GOG as well, because I'm pretty old school. I do actually have LAN parties from time to time, and you're not going to convince everybody to go out and buy every game that you want to play, right? So you can buy a copy on GOG and distribute it for your little event, and hopefully not violate the publisher's wishes by everyone just taking that and playing it forever. But you get the idea, right? Just being able to, like, within your house, maybe you want to play with your kids. Again, that's actually why I got Terraria. That's why I wanted to mention that, because when I married my wife, she has two daughters from a previous marriage, and um, I wanted to play Terraria with them, and I've done that actually a few times. So I already had Terraria on Steam. I actually bought a bunch of copies for my friends on Steam when it was on a big sale, but I actually ended up buying a copy on full price on GOG. So I bought a lot of copies of Terraria actually, but I bought a copy on here just so that, the girls, my stepdaughters, they don't have to have a Steam account. They're a little young for that yet. They don't have to have an account. I can install it on a couple of laptops. Actually, one of them uses my wife's Steam account anyway, and the other one uses the DRM free copy. I can spread it around the house so we can all play. Anyway, I've paid for plenty of copies. I don't feel bad about that at all. But if I have my friends over, if we wanted to do a Terraria LAN party and maybe some of them don't own it yet, even though I bought it for a whole bunch of them, again, I can spread that copy around. We can all play. And that's where DRM free, one of the reasons it's important. Also, just being able to mod and do what you want with your own game data files. I think that stuff is important as well. So if you haven't checked out GOG, I do recommend you check it out. Hope you liked the video. I think this is a cool sale. I hope you do too. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.